to get us underway. From inside the 10, here he comes. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Line gets set, first down. Gives it to the back on the draw. Keeps it moving for a 3-yard gain to the 24. They've generated some momentum with excellent performances in Big Ten play, and you can see them growing game by game.
And that's a big deal, too, in the new-look Big Ten Conference. Back in the day when there were divisions, you know, it was a toss-up every year who was going to win the Big Ten West. That was the easier division. But now it's just who are the best 2 teams out of all these teams, all these quality teams. So it's impressive that this team, David, has put themselves in position to play for the championship.
You ain't lying, especially in this conference. Let's be honest, the Big Ten and the SEC, they've separated themselves from everybody else. And so you're competing in this conference, in the middle of the season, you can finish strong. Now we're not just talking about conference championships. We're talking about where can we be in the playoff and how much damage we can do in the postseason.
He hurls one deep down the left side. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at 3rd down.
When I'm an offensive coach, I'm going to take shots. I'm going to take those 50-50 balls, and most of the time I'm going to trust my wide receiver to come down with it. The defensive back said, no, sir.
Didn't take long to need a clutch play on the opening drive. It's 3rd and 7. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Fires to the wideout. What a snag by the defense. Going the other way, and he's got room. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
Well, this offense knew coming into this game with all the rain, they were going to have to be able to run the ball and be more physical, but of course you can't avoid passing situations, and they're just going to have to be better as this game goes on, connecting on these gimme throws. They weren't able to do it there, and as a result, they turn it over on the first drive of the game.
This offense trying to quieten the crowd on 1st and goal, and they are not cooperating. They'll try to get it in with the run. Knocked down after a gain of 1. They'll mark it at the 6. Looking to throw. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
Doesn't take this defense a lot of time to get to the quarterback, man. They've got speed all over the place. They hit him so quickly, and because of that, the ball falls incomplete.
Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. They love to make this short field pay off with a touchdown instead of a field goal, but it's 3rd and goal. The snap sets up the throw. He's got it. They will
nice start for this offense. The throw game getting working, getting the touchdown pass. This quarterback getting a little bit of confidence. This passing game getting in a rhythm. Nice start for this offense.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it 7-0. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. And they get it into the end zone with a 6-yard touchdown pass. They're just about ready to kick it away. And he takes this from inside the 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. Boy, they hope this next drive is more productive after throwing a pick last time, Jesse.
Yeah, and the coaches did a good job on the sideline there, just talking to the young quarterback and making sure he's able to turn the page, calm him down to go out and refocus this drive.
Yeah, and some people do that better than others, but you got to show some trust in him. Maybe get the ground game going, help around him a little bit with this system.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Quarterback will audible. Trying to get the edge on the right. Gets it across the 30 to the 31, a pickup of 5.
Well, nice job there by the running back. They toss it to him, and he's able to kind of weave his way for a very good gain for this offense.
Big 3rd down coming from their own 31. Defense tries to get off the field. Just going to keep it after the snap. He's going to have enough to pick up the first down as they stop him at the 33-yard line. Wideouts all wadded up in a bunch.
Clear. Jackrabbit. Gaucho. Cut it.
They try to pop a run on the draw. Still on his feet at the 45. They'll get him down at the 48 after the 15-yard gain.
Well, with the weapons this offense has, you knew it was just a matter of time in the run game before someone was going to break a long one. They'd just been running into a wall. They just couldn't seem to find their creases and get enough movement up front, but they finally got it there, picking up the first. Let's see what happens next.
Notre Dame ready to go back to work with another first down.
Get set.
Now the quarterback changing the original play call.
Hawk.
They'll throw it on first down. Going to take a shot. And he makes the catch inside the 20. Touchdown, Notre Dame! And once he found daylight, it was Katie bar the door, baby.
And what nice play design. You get your speedster, you put him in the slot, usually get a better matchup. And then what do? You fade him towards that sideline, run a go. Nice ball thrown way out wide. He just runs underneath it and just too much speed. Couldn't catch him. Gets in the end zone for 6.
And he did make that extra point, no issue with the treacherous footing. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Dynamite matchup this week, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Northwestern is trailing right now, but I'm not ready to say this team is out. We've seen this program stage memorable comebacks before. Do not rule out another one today. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Louisiana Tech. For now, it's back to you fellas, but of course, if anything changes, you'll see it right here.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Guys, we'll get another look at this Oklahoma offense. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. Quarterback strolling away from heat. He's going to take off. He scrambled forward and got a few and turned that into a positive play.
Well, great job there by the defense, because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
Takes it from the gun on 3rd down. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up.
Defense did a great job. 3rd and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel on the ground. They're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
They'll put that return to a stop at the 33, but the offense set up in pretty good field position. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. How big is this drive? Scored a touchdown the last time they had it. Defense gets a stop, and now it's up to them in a tie game.
All right, so if you're the offensive coordinator here, let's dial it in. Who are your best matchups and best playmakers to take advantage of this golden opportunity?
Yeah, and I'm interested to see this defense, too. Like, the momentum is clearly not in your favor. How do you get it back? How do you make a big play? Do you be more aggressive here to try to get the football back to your offense?
Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Wants to fire on 2nd down. He lost it high and deep down the left side. He holds it in and nobody's close. Slippery slide, find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Fighting Irish.
Well, as a defense, you know you're going to see the go-round, especially against this guy. He does it to defenses, it seems, every single week, and so they're not able to get back deep enough to get run by. He makes the catch and then runs it into the end zone. They're going to have to change up their coverage and get some safety help up over the top, because this guy's speed is a problem.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. This offense prides itself on going after you, and they did with that long touchdown pass to finish off a 2-play drive. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The Sooner offense returns to the field. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really, really quickly. They need to put something together here.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive, so they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this drive.
Set on second down. After the incompletion, they go back up top. Gets it out quickly.
Slant routes, they're good against man coverage, but they're good against zone coverage too. If that receiver can find the soft spot between the linebacker and the DB, you'll take that throw all day.
Facing a third down and short from the 26. Looking to throw for it. Buying some time. Just a short pass to the tight end. He'll have the first down as he gets it to the 28-yard line before he stopped. David, that is a great security blanket for a quarterback to have a tight end to make those conversions.
Dang right. Find the big fella on third and short. Dependable, clutch, nice hands. First down.
The Sooners have it with a 1st and 10. They're going to throw it again. Trying to get behind the defense. And they can't make the connection, going for a big play on 1st down.
And there's an example of what happens when the quarterback doesn't have a chance to set his feet. The pressure just forced him to have to work off schedule a little bit. And I think because of that, he wasn't able to be as accurate as he wanted to be.
The incompletion brings us to 2nd and 10. Trying play action. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble.
Well, the offensive line has got to give him at least a little bit of time to survey the field. He had no chance that time, getting hit almost immediately after he got the ball.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the wideout. And the ball is intercepted. Looking for more room. Touchdown, Irish! A great return for the touchdown. Any return for a touchdown is a great one to a defense. Look, I know it's only the 2nd quarter, but we're starting to see a pretty significant gap develop between these two teams right now.
No doubt. When your defense is scoring, your offense is scoring, good things happening for your ball club. This defense on point, reading their scouting report, making big plays.
They're lining up to kick it off after the pick 6, and that defense will come out feeling it. No reason to risk trying to field that one. As it skips through the end zone, it'll be a touchback. Here come the Sooners ready to go on offense. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 4. He's taking the shot. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in.
Well, on defense, they know that this offense is going to try and take shots. They're going to try and keep their secondary players in a position to make these types of plays. Good job on the back end forcing that incompletion.
Last incompletion leaves them still sitting at their own 25 with 2nd and 10. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Excellent coverage and good use of the hands to knock it away.
Good job on defense, getting a hand on it, tipping it up in the air. They weren't able to pick it off, but they do force the incompletion.
Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. 3rd and long. Ball's at the 25. From the gun, wants to pass. He's right on target. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short.
One of the things I love about this defense is they just have such great awareness, and they're always communicating. They understood the down and distance. They knew exactly what they needed to do to make the tackle to force the punt. That is so well done.
In their own territory, no problem. 4th and inches, and they'll go for it. Running toward the tape. Not much of a 4th down gamble when it's that much of a sure thing. An easy conversion for this offense.
I love this type of play because it looks like a jet sweep. The defense, they're a bit confused pre-snap. They don't know who has the ball, and all of a sudden, that guy with his speed is in the 2nd level of the defense before the defense even knows what happened.
And the Sooners come to the line with a new set of downs. He'll keep it himself. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. Lost yardage leaves them looking at 2nd and 14.
How about the defensive end understanding football? Understanding that I got to keep outside contain. I'm responsible for the quarterback. Good job playing his responsibility. And how about getting that sucker on the ground? He's a pretty good athlete to be able to corral him, tackle him right in the middle of the field, and get him to the ground.
Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down.
This defense really has their hands full, guys. They got to play with great eye discipline because they don't know who's going to be keeping the football in the run game. And that time, you saw the QB. He was able to kind of skirt his way to get some positive yards.
It's a makeable field goal from the 29-yard line. Let's see how aggressive they are on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Unloads to the wideout. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Taking it the other way. He'll finally go out of bounds, but he was showing off all the skills after that interception.
I love defenses that make big plays, that understand what they're trying to get from the offense, understand how to tackle, jump some of these routes, make these interceptions. And then not only that, when you get the football, try to do something with it. Don't slide down. Don't take a knee. Try to bring that thing back to the house. You set your offense up for great field position.
The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Looking for a productive play on 1st down.
Lasso!
Quarterback changing the plays at the line. He wants to throw. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. Into the hallelujah land. Touchdown, Notre Dame! No midseason doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in Week 6.
Sometimes it's players, not plays, or sometimes it's both. And when you got that guy and you put him in the slot and you let him burn for a go route, right past the nickel corner or one of the reserve corners or a safety. That's a great job by the offense, and that speed you can't teach, and that's why he's in the house for 6.
And the extra point splits the upright. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. And there will be no return on this one as the ball bounds into the end zone. Now the Oklahoma offense will go back to work. These guys have taken some body blows in the first half, and now a chance to do something to feel a little better going into halftime. And he's picked off again. His night vision hasn't been up to speed. His 3rd interception. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
Well, we know these are slick conditions today in this game. Wide receiver just didn't seem to really get a good grasp on the ball when it hit his hands. Didn't stick right away. There was a bit of a bobble, and because of it, the defense able to come away with the pick.
They run the reverse. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3.
It's going to be interesting to see how the defense is going to try to defend these jet sweeps moving forward. They have got to have bodies in the perimeter of the field with their eyes looking at these receivers in motion because they can hand it off to them at any time.
It's a reverse. He's knocked down in the backfield, a swarming defense, and he'll lose 7. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Facing 3rd and long from the 21 and hoping not to settle for a field goal.
Here we go. Longer.
He'll set up to throw. And the rush will get to him at the 25.
That is exactly what this defense needed. They have not had a great first half, given up a bunch of touchdowns, but this might get them started. This might get the energy going and maybe rattle the quarterback a little bit with that sack.
That is no good. Missed the field goal, but still up by 3 touchdowns at 21 points. Time for this Sooner offense to go back to work. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be conservative. We're a little bit down. Listen, I just think this is a point with the offense that they can prove. Like, we're here, we're going to create something now that we can build on in the second half.
Coach said all week he wanted to be aggressive. This is a great opportunity to show that right now. At the end of the first half, try and generate some momentum, score some points before going into halftime.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. Defense trying to keep this offense from getting a line on who to block. He wants to throw here on 2nd down. He's going up top. And that's going to be incomplete, going for broke on 2nd down, but 3rd down's coming up.
Oh, man, the quarterback almost just threw his 2nd interception on as many drives. He's trying to fit that football in there. It gets tipped up in the air. He's lucky that wasn't picked off.
They come to the line, facing 3rd and long from the 25. From the gun, wants to pass. Receiver looks it in, it's complete. And he surges up to the 36-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
The Sooners have it with a 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Fires to the right. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down, 2nd down coming.
You know, it's difficult for QBs sometimes when you're throwing to your running backs because they're not receivers. You really got to be perfect with the ball placement. You got to make that a catchable throw. A little bit too tough for the RB on that.
And he'll go back to work after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 36. He's looking to throw. Dumps it to the back. And man, oh man, he is in the dark tonight. His 4th interception. And he has taken it all the way back. Touchdown, Fighting Irish. Look, a lot of time left. There's a little bit of distance right now being put on the scoreboard.
There is, but it's so awesome when you're a defense. You study all week about what's coming and what routes to be ready for, and then you jump the route and you make the plays and you just go get in that end zone. It is so beautiful.
The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. So here comes the kickoff after the touchdown, and the last thing you need right before the half is to give up a big return. And as the ball makes its way into the end zone, it'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Wants to throw on 1st down. Oh, he makes the catch. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. Trying to find his man on 1st down. Snags it over the middle. He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half. That's going to wrap up the 1st half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. Just about set for the 2nd half kickoff. He'll start the return inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. So Oklahoma has it again, and here comes the offense. Huge deficit to start this 3rd quarter. They just need to find something to build a little confidence.
Yeah, it hasn't gone well. By this much, this 1st drive, man, does everything matter and hinge on this, because every possession in the 2nd half is going to be critical.
Yeah, and I think if you're on offense, why hold back? What are you worried about? Nothing went well in the 1st half for you, and at this point, trailing.
And that makes 5 interceptions in this one. The nightmare is alive. And he's going to score on the interception. Touchdown, Irish!
amazing job and awareness by that defensive lineman, locating the football, catching it, and then turning around and scoring. They may want to start using this guy on offense.
And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
A bit of an under-the-radar game this week, guys, but take a look at this. Florida Atlantic has the lead right now, but if this team has taught us anything over the years, it's that no lead is safe there in Boca Raton. They're up by 7 over Illinois. We are the eyes and ears of the college football fan, and we've got you covered all day here in studio, guys.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Here comes the Oklahoma offense. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen. So you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. Couldn't connect on first down. Now back to the air. This time he's got his man.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
The Sooners get it past the sticks. It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Might as well give it to him again. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on first down, make that second down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. He's looking to throw. Time to take a shot. Pulls it in inside the 10. Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the first down, and they'll have it 1st and goal at the 6. They'll try to get it in with the run. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. And the Sooners want to move quickly. On 2nd down, looking to throw. Lets it go to the end zone. And he was trying to pay off this red zone opportunity, but it's incomplete.
And that's just a huge missed opportunity on offense. QB missed his guy wide open in the end zone. You might not get another clean look like that in the rest of this game.
From the 3-yard line, they'll try it again on 3rd and goal. From the gun, wants to pass. Reels it in the end zone. Touchdown, Oklahoma! That dude's really big. How in the world did they lose him?
Because down here, he does a lot of blocking, and you play a lot of man coverage in the red zone. And what do? You peek in the backfield, and you lose the big fella. I don't know how he lost that big of a guy, but he lost him.
And he made the extra point without problem. They put together a 74-yard touchdown drive, and they finish it up with a 3-yard scoring toss. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Here come the Irish back on offense. You want to talk about taking the wind out of your sails. Drive the ball down the field and miss the field goal, David.
You know what? Don't leave it up to kickers. Execute better offensively. I think you move the ball nice. You got to keep that in mind. But Paul
Lost one deep down the right side. And that one falls incomplete. They tried to go over the top on first down. Second down coming up.
Hey, man, they've got a big lead on offense, and they are still taking shots. They are challenging this secondary deep down the field. They barely missed that one.
Last incompletion leaves them still sitting at their own 25 with 2nd and 10. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. And he reels it in inside the 30. Touchdown, Notre Dame! And the route is on. If he can keep putting together games like this, he might have a shot at Brady Quinn's career touchdown record of 95. All the great quarterbacks the Irish have had, guys like Joe Theismann, John Hewart. Nobody's even close to that.
And that's crazy to think about being in that kind of a company. And Notre Dame's always been a good running team. And when they find quarterbacks and have great quarterback play, then I think they start to take off to that next level. And so far, he's showing that here today.
And the ball will make it into the end zone. No return on that one for a touchback. Here comes the Sooner offense back onto the field. There's certainly still a hill to climb, but they've got to make sure these drives pay off. Got a touchdown last time. Can they back it up here?
Well, and it's amazing in a football game how sometimes they'll surprise you with what you do. Once you get settled and you realize what's going on, now I'm comfortable with it. Jesse, this offense looked comfortable on this last drive.
They sure did. It looked like they started to find some momentum. So now it's on this defense to stop that, all right? You're a little bit upset based on what just happened the previous drive. You've got to bow up again and go back to what was working earlier in this game.
Now he's going to break the pocket. And he just chucks it into the 4th row.
Like the job by the defense there in coverage. They took every option away from the quarterback. He was outside of the pocket, nowhere to go with it, so they forced the incompletion throw away.
Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. 3rd and long. Ball's at the 25. Now the play fake. Fires to the wideout. Makes a connection. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43. This dude is just exceptional in every facet. So fluid, such a great route runner, and a big play there.
And money down, 3rd down, find him. I mean, you want to find that matchup because he's going to win. And gets a good release, gets down the field. You see that's your playmaker, that's your guy. Get it to him, get the first down.
The Sooners come to the line in the hurry-up. On 2nd down, just keeps firing. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. He can't make the connection. It'll be incomplete. He can scramble, but couldn't create anything there.
Well, I know that one fell incomplete, but what a day this guy has had throwing the football. Multiple touchdowns, and he's done a really nice job with his decision-making. Hasn't thrown any picks, which has really helped keep this offense on schedule.
3rd and short from the 49. Is this 4-down territory? They'll try to get it through the air. Getting some heat. It's a fumble. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
Hey, when you're on defense, it's wet, it's rainy, you know exactly what time it is. That ball gets a little heavier, it gets a little slicker. You're trying to get to that thing. You know you get your hand on it. There's a good chance it's coming out. Nice job by the defense, forcing it with the assist from the wet.
Little touch pass to the receiver. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
On the
Not
double.
what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. He's looking to throw. Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. And with not much doing downfield, he found his parents open in the stands and threw it to them.
Good decision by the QB. You're outside the pocket. You're trying to find an open target. No one's open. Throw it away and live to play another day.
They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. And he pulls it in inside the 15-yard line. Touchdown, Fighting Irish. And the beatdown has ensued.
Really nice job working the route, getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Washington is trailing right now, but it's only a couple of points. That quarterback just needs to show the poise of a young Warren Moon, and they are right back in this. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Texas Tech. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. They'll start this drive with a pass. Grabbed in the middle. It's Morris. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. The Sooners in the hurry up. On 2nd down, he'll fire. It's complete. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. Offense, quick tempo.
Well, the offense able to pick up some extra yards after that curl throw there, and because the QB got it to his guy early, he was able to turn around, make a guy miss, and go pick up some yak.
They go to the ground. Nice pickup there. Gets him the first down and sets him up at the 45-yard line. And the Sooners come to the line with a fresh set of downs. He's going to pass. Just missed on the connection. Incomplete. After the quarterback and receiver failed to hook up, they'll try it again on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy, and that's why the ball falls incomplete.
Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. And he makes the catch at the 10. They make the stop, but barely, and they might need to regroup as we have come to the end of the 3rd quarter. They'll try to open this quarter by sticking it in the end zone here. They keep attacking through the air. Touchdown Sooners! And they made it to the house when they found that 6 points waiting on them.
Yeah, Good for them. They put together a drive. They got a touchdown. It's been a bad day. I mean, this is a day they're going to want to forget. They're getting destroyed, but at least you get some positive vibes. Maybe finish this game on a little bit of a high note, a little bit.
And he tacks on the extra point. They put together a 74-yard touchdown drive, and they get it into the end zone with a 6-yard touchdown pass. They're lining up to boot it away. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
For an offense, to make the wide receiver reverse work, you've got to have a lot of guys doing a good sell job. Running backs have to behave as if they're actually going to keep the football, and everybody else on offense has to be yelling out, run, to try to make the defense over-pursue, but no Oscars being handed out on that.
Quarterback checking the play. He's looking for an open man on second down. Makes the grab. It's Cook. Running through contact. And an explosive play. Has him on the move, and he gets it all the way to the 48-yard line.
I don't know if they're trying to get this guy Heisman consideration, but the fact that they're still throwing the ball at this point of the game with a lead like they have is surprising, I gotta be honest.
They wrestle him to the ground, but he's got plenty for a first down.
Fresh legs, man, and it is showing, of course, this team had the bye last week, and you're seeing it right now late in the game, running the football, imposing their will against the defense that looks tired. Of course, they had to play last week, and you're seeing that right now.
Notre Dame coming to the line with another first down. They keep it on the ground. Clock is their friend. At the 20, he's got space. Touchdown, Irish! And the punishment has been extended. With that, the lead nice and comfortable, and they're cruising toward a 4-0 start.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me, or I should get conservative. Because this offense obviously has had themselves a day, and apparently their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Guys, we'll get another look at this Oklahoma offense. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Right on the money to the outside. He dragged the toe, and how about the ball placement? Only the receiver could get it.
I love when you sell the run like that quarterback did right there. Stuck it in the belly of the running back, pulls it out, runs the play action. Great job of confusing the defense a little bit, making them honor the run, and then throwing the ball in the lanes right behind him.
He just throws it away, and I think the flag's going to be coming in. There it is. Second down coming up.
29 Philly.
Off the play fake. Throws to the wideout. And it's another interception as his assault on the record book continues. Trying to take it back. Touchdown, Notre Dame! The defense puts 6 on the board with a big-time interception return. They give themselves a little more cushion as they try to reel off their 4th straight win.
Dude, you didn't think it could get any worse, right? You thought this game's over as it is anyways. Offense still throwing the football, still trying to make plays, and the defense just continues to pour it on, gets the pick, makes its way all the way to the end zone.
He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. The Sooner offense returns to the field. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick 6, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick 6 and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out, not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming.
At this point of the game in the 4th quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass, and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in coverage.
They come to the line facing 3rd and long from the 25.
Easy.
From the gun, wants to pass. Unloads to the wideout. He's got an open man. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop.
You know, as the head coach of this team, this is one positive you're going to take away from this game is that your players don't quit and are still willing to fight. There's obviously a lot of things they've got to iron out offensively, and we've seen that today. But I do love the grit they're showing here late, still trying to make plays.
The offense set for a first down play. These DBs going to give a little cushion. They want to just keep throwing it. They'll run the screen. And he never had a chance. As soon as he caught it, the defense was right there.
Well, they try to dial up the screen pass on first down, seeing if they can catch the defense rushing upfield. But they stayed home. They had their eyes on the football, and they create a negative play.
Quick pass on the jet motion. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we see miracles in college football all of the time, and they could use one here. And we might as well state the obvious. 1st and 2nd down didn't work out. 3rd and very long. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Throws to the tight end. And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They tominated this football game today.
Down by multiple possessions, you can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And it's incomplete. The long pass downfield they couldn't hook up.
And I get it. That's for pride's sake. This game's over. Like, I know you're down and you're trying to mount drives, and sometimes you even try to get young guys in the game at this point. But now you're just fighting for pride and just letting them try not to get any more points in this game.
Here we go.
Got the first down and more. And excellent vision to find running room there and make a really good pickup before the defense put a stop to it.
That is just demoralizing if you're on defense, right? You're down in the game. It's the 4th quarter. You know you need to get a stop, and you know they're going to run the ball, but you can't do anything about it.
Quarterback, quick pass to the receiver. And into the end zone. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
With that last touchdown, they remain undefeated. And what can you say about this offense? One of the most explosive in the entire nation. And they're coming in, I think, every week with the mindset that we're just going to outscore everybody. We are okay going into a track meet. And that's really what we saw in this game today. But opponents just cannot keep pace with them and all of the athletes they have on the offensive side of the ball.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here come the Sooners, ready to go on offense. This thing got out of hand on them, but they'll try to finish with some pride here.
And this one was a beatdown. And there's nothing you can do about it because this one's over. Jesse, now we got to start progressing for next week for the rest of this season so we don't let one bad game turn into 2.
Yeah, there are very few teams out there that won't watch game film, but they may want to skip this one. I mean, because it may hurt their confidence. They just need to turn the page and get ready for the next opponent and forget this day ever happened.
They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds.
Yeah, and a nice big pickup on the ground. Palmer, you could have used some of this earlier in the game. Are you calling runs at this point?
No, I'd be a little bit more aggressive, I think, throwing it. I think part of it right now is because the defense, they've got the lead big. They're just playing a little bit more zone, a little bit more prevent. They're fine letting this offense just chip down the field, but they're wasting time off the clock.
Fires to the big fella. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
And this offense is going to have to find more explosive plays. And it can't just rely on the dink and dunk. It's going to have to find itself and score more points. Listen, they got beat up today. But moving on to the future, they've got some good pieces. They got to find a way to fit them together, create some explosive plays on this offense, because today they've been lacking.
Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be first down.
A huge gain. Probably would have loved to say this earlier in the game. Probably would have loved to have some of these runs and had a little bit more success running the football earlier. Now, I might think about maybe cranking the tempo and probably, if I'm going to need these runs, I'm going to need to go ahead and score on these runs, or I'm going to need to start chucking the football.
The Sooners getting set on 1st and 10. Some misdirection with the counter.
And this defense is more than happy with the offense running the football. They've done a great job today. I mean, they've really made this offense work so hard, earn everything they've got, and that's why this lead is ballooned like it has.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. He's looking to throw. Right down the middle. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from, you try to grow from. A lot of things that we're going to show in the film room that people aren't going to like, but hopefully you can learn from it.
Throws into double coverage, and it's picked off. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back to its own.
This is a beautiful situation for the defense. When you're up by 2+ scores and you're in this situation, you know exactly what is coming. It's going to be a pass. They have to because the clock is their enemy. Great job playing pass, forcing the interception, almost putting the nail in the coffin.
The offense comes back out with a new set of downs after the penalty.
Get set, get set.
The give to the tailback. He'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And the defense is still fighting. They haven't had the day that they dreamed of. Well, you know, talking to the coaches coming to the game, like they thought they had a good plan. They'd be ready to attack and limit some of the damage this offense has done. They haven't done it today, though. They got to go back to the drawing board, figure some things out, because this wasn't a great day.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down.
Here we go.
This is what you're looking for when you have the better team. Go out and show it. Don't fool around with them. Go out and play to a standard of excellence.
Just dominate. You know you're going to take care of business. You know you're going to win. It's like how many? How many can I win by? And I like that you keep your foot on the gas and just continue to pile it on. It's their job to stop you. Let them do their job. You just keep pouring on.
It's not about the X's and the O's. It's the Jimmies and the Joes. This is why recruiting is so important in college football. They just had better players, more physical. They were faster, and it showed today.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.